And the motor is running, and this is where we begin here. And that is a good point, actually, because Chris, who's an instructor of the motorcycle safety program, was telling me that you don't have to be an experienced rider. Safety is always important. So what kind of skill level do you start with?
As long as you can ride a bicycle, then we can teach you how to ride a motorcycle.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have people from absolutely no experience to people that maybe 20 years ago had ridden a motorcycle and now want to get back into it, you know, and kind of develop some new and, you know, some safe skills.
Okay, so hands up, never ridden a motorcycle before. So you're going to teach me something called rock and roll.
Rock
what do I
and
need
roll,
to know?
absolutely. So before we take off and ride into the sunset like Top Gun, we want to make sure that we get a feel for that friction point.
Okay.
And what that means is that's where the clutch plates and the back wheel kind of mesh so that we can move forward.
Okay.
So what we're going to have you do, if you want to bring in your clutch, and we'll bring up your kickstand as well.
Okay, that's important. Kickstand.
That's important. Okay, and if you want to step down on your gear shift, so that way you're in first gear.
Okay.
Okay, and all we're going to do, so we'll have your left foot forward just slightly. We'll have it right on the ground here, sorry. There we go, and then your right foot can be right up by that brake pedal just in case you need it.
Just in case we need it.
Just in case we need it, absolutely. So we're just going to smoothly release on the front clutch, on the lever there, and the bike should just start to pull forward. And as the bike pulls you forward, there we go. Now we can bring the clutch back in, and we're going to rock it back. This is the reason we call it the rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. So just get used to that friction point. Now, every motorcycle out there, the friction point's going to be a little bit different. So even if you hop on a different bike, this is a great exercise just to get used to that.
Okay. Now, what are some of the common mistakes or bad habits that you see in people riding motorcycles?
A lot of people looking down, right? Life happens right in front of you. So if you look forward, then you'll have more time to react to an emergency or something like that.
Okay.
We find a lot of riders, too, we see dragging their feet. On the pavement, if you're dragging your feet, there's a good chance that you could get your ankle caught by something that's on the road.
All right.
Yeah, and, you know, just not maybe paying attention to the rules of the road.
Yeah. Okay, eyes up. What do I need to know about the throttle?
The throttle. Well, right now, because we're just starting off, we don't need to use a whole lot of throttle. As we get going, you know, we'll have maybe Seamus doing some examples. We'll show you some of the things that you can do at higher speeds.
Okay, I do have a need for speed, but we're starting things off in first gear, rock and roll here.
All right.
Okay, are we ready to go?
If you're ready to go, we're ready to go. So now instead of pulling the clutch back in, we're going to just let the clutch out smoothly, and we're going to continue on forward. So we want our eyes to be up, and away we go. And then our hands back on the grips.
Okay.
And we are now riding a motorcycle.
All right. Can I add some speed here?
You can roll on the throttle, give it some speed.
We'll see how fast Chris can run here, you guys. All right.
There we go.